Hi, I'm Rachel, and this is Breathe at Home. And today we're going to do a reflection that can be really about anything, but it's going to use some animal spirit guides to bring in some new insights and awarenesses. So, whether you believe in that or not, my belief is that everything has energy and everything has some sort of message or meaning that can be used to bring in a new perspective to something that I might be experiencing. So, a lot of times, if I'm experiencing my day and all of a sudden a mouse scurries across my path or a bird, I've had hawks like fly down right really close to my head, I'll just ask myself, like, what does bird mean to me? What does flying mean to me? And if inspired, I will look up, you can actually look up spiritual meanings of different animals. So I'll maybe look up hawk and see if there's anything that is there for me to glean about a situation that I might be going through. So today we're going to use a really amazing deck of cards by Kim Kranz, I think is how you pronounce it. It's called the Wild Unknown Spirit Animal guide deck. And so you can purchase them yourself. She has a cool preamble about her philosophy on them and how she chose which ones that she chose. I love them. They've always spoken to me. I tend to find with any decks of cards, really using your heart or your intuition to know which one is right for you. And then you can use them in all sorts of ways. So I'll show you one way to use them today. And if you don't have cards, my recommendation to you is as you move forward, like I said, if you're kind of pondering something or you're wrestling with something, give yourself a chance to just pause for a second and look around you. And what is in your experience or what continues to show up, whether it's a live animal or it could be a visual of an animal painted on the side of a truck or something. Just take note. What are the things around you in your current experience that might be trying to send you a message? And again, whether you believe in it or not, or what it means, it can be kind of fun to just disrupt being in our heads and really give ourselves the opportunity to consider a new nugget of information that could maybe shift the way we're looking at something or allow us to come in the back door a little bit. So grab a piece of paper and a pen and just draw a crisscross on the page so you have 4 quadrants. And then at the top of the page, I want you to just write down something that you're looking to have clarity on or some area in your life where you've been kind of like wrestling or you're rubbing with it or there's a tension, just something that you want to explore and gain some new perspective on. So go ahead and take a deep breath on your own, write that at the top of your page. And then once you have your topic, in the first quadrant, I want you to just write down where are you at currently with this situation? What's here? What are you experiencing? There's no right or wrong here. Allow whatever intuitively comes up from that prompt to come onto the page and allow it to just flow. What are you feeling? What are you experiencing? What are you frustrated with? What are you excited about? What are the sensations you have in your body? How long has this been going on? Just whatever is coming up within the current moment regarding this situation. What's here? So allow yourself to just write that on the page. Get it out. If you're flowing, keep flowing. And if you're feeling kind of stuck, like I think I've got it all, maybe check into some of your senses. Check in with your body, your energy, your heart. What else is here? that you want to acknowledge that you're currently experiencing with this situation today? We'll give it just a few more seconds, and know that if you need more time, you can always pause it and then come back when you're ready to move on to the next section. All right. Wherever you are is perfect. Let's move on to the second section. So in this section, I want you to just write down what you really want to experience with this situation. What would be your ideal state? And don't worry about how it's going to have to come to fruition and if this is going to that and who's the what's the. Just what do you want? What do you want it to look like? What do you want it to feel like? Who do you want to be? What do you want to experience? Allow yourself to go truly for yourself. Nobody else is listening or paying attention. You don't have to share this with anybody else. So be really honest with yourself. What you really want in this scenario that you're unpacking. What would it look like if it could be exactly how you wanted it to be? Give yourself about a minute to just write down what that would be. And again, allow it to come from your heart space. And I encourage you to breathe deeply into your belly as you allow the words to bubble up. And trust what's coming up, even if it maybe seems like, what is that? What is that about? Don't worry about trying to make it make sense. Just allow for now. And again, if you're flowing, keep going. Did not mean to rhyme there, but we're going to roll with it. And if you need more time, of course, pause it. Listen to what you need. If you're ready to move on, let's go on to the third section. So I'm going to be talking a little bit during this section. This is the area where you get to take in some new perspective. So we're going to use these cards today. But if you decide you want to do this again, or you've done this before and you're like, I've kind of gotten the insight from those, maybe that's an indicator of something to look into. And maybe there is a new level of insight you can pull away from these cards, even if you did the same card pull 50 times in a row. And if you're feeling like, I don't really know if I need insight from these cards that got pulled in this recording, take a chance to go for a walk outside. Or look in the space around you and see what is calling to you and see if you can gain some insight from that thing that you hone in on. Today we're going to use these cards. So I pulled these 3 cards randomly. I shuffled the deck 3 times and then I just picked the top 3 off the top. So of these 3 cards for today, pick which card is calling to you. And I'll give yourself a minute to just hone in on one of them, and then I'm going to flip them over and I will read them. So allow yourself to be intuitively guided. And if you need more time, go ahead and pause. Otherwise, I'm going to turn them over, and whichever card you selected, use that one for the remaining prompts. So we have the golden egg, which I will read in a second. We have the vulture. And we have the mouse. And here's the golden egg. So I will read each of these. And for the card that you picked, allow yourself to just hear what I'm reading. And once you've heard it, answer the question, what new perspective does this information give you about the situation? What can you take from this? What new angle or consideration or possibility exists as a result of applying the wisdom from this card to your situation? So the golden egg is a message at the center of the heart, the unstruck sound. Within the golden egg lives a precious sound. Deep within that sound resides a message. The sound cannot be heard, nor the message discerned until we retreat from the noise of the modern day life. The magical essence of the golden egg needs warmth, quiet, and time to unfold. No rushing, pushing, or grasping. Find a place of deep and restful ease, perhaps through yoga nidra or meditation. If you do not yet have a meditation practice, take some time for introspection or contemplation. When the mind begins to settle and the breath is calm, ask the question that weighs heaviest on your heart, staying open to any response you hear. Engaging with the energy of the golden egg is an advanced practice. It requires becoming intimate with our very essence and comfortable with vulnerability. When a feeling of tenderness or gratitude arises from deep within you, know that you are well on your way. Your chest may swell like you are seeing an old friend that's been away for a long, long time. Listen to the message they've been waiting to tell you. It's usually associated with the fourth chakra, the golden egg is, which is the home of the self or the soul. So if you chose the golden egg, go ahead and start just writing down what new perspective does this give you about the situation, anything that I spoke or read about there. And if you need to re-listen, you can just rewind it and re-listen. If you chose the vulture is guardian and purifier, essential for rebalance. The vulture is perhaps the most misunderstood creature of all. This intriguing bird balances our ecosystem and prevents the spread of disease. It does the dirty work that no one else wants to do and cleans up our messes. The vulture appears when there's a situation that needs to be purified or brought back into balance. Remember, the vulture is greatly undervalued. What you thought was a mistake or a tragedy is a blessing in disguise. When the vulture is in balance, it clarifies and reveals wisdom. When it's out of balance, it is dramatic and aggressive. And to bring it back into balance, clean your space or sage. So if you chose the vulture, go ahead and invite yourself to allow a new perspective to come forth around this vulture wisdom in regards to the situation that you are going through. What new insights or awarenesses can you pull into that situation that you didn't have before? And if you chose mouse, mouse is detail-oriented, small-minded, nitpicky, nervous. The mouse has an innate desire to tend to the details. It often spends its days fixing, preparing, organizing, and scrutinizing. Unfortunately, a mouse personality doesn't notice when they've gone too far. Soon they begin to have a limited and fearful vision of life and try to control every detail. This can be quite a painful experience for both the mouse and those around them. When mouse energy is at play, step back for a moment. It may be time to find a more purposeful project to delve into, one that's worthy of your exacting eye. When in balance, it's organized, resourceful, and prepared. When out of balance, it's busyness with no purpose. And to bring back into balance, take on a meaningful project. So if you chose mouse, go ahead and consider your situation through the perspective of the wisdom of the mouse that I just read. And I'm going to give about another minute of journaling and reflecting. And if you need to pause, go ahead. If you need to rewind and read all of them, go ahead. If you actually felt more drawn to one of these other cards, trust that and go ahead, and you could even do a perspective from all three since all three were pulled this time. Whatever feels true to you, you do that. And the point here is really to just gain some new insights and perspectives on the situation that you were in. All right. If you need more time, go ahead and pause and continue to reflect. And if you're ready to move on, I just wanted to say before we move on to the fourth quadrant that a lot of times with reflections, at least for me, I'll speak from a place of it felt like in order for me to do big reflections, it required a lot of commitment and time. And now I need to sit here and really, what does this mean? And sometimes the most insightful things that I've gotten in reflections have happened in under 10 seconds. I haven't overthought it. I've just allowed a new leaf to turn over, and then I've given myself the chance to let go and to move on with my day. Dots would then start to connect and things would start to fall into place when I was not trying to force it to be something. So I encourage you to have some playfulness with this and to not hold too tightly onto anything that is coming through or not coming through, and just allow it to be like, okay, that was a cool perspective. I got a new perspective today, and can I let go a little bit? Can I release a little bit and trust that I got and received what I needed to receive, and know that things have shifted as a result of me allowing this space, and now I can be interested and curious about how it's going to all unfold for me versus trying to force it to be anything. So I just wanted to throw that in there because I have a tendency to want to, I now have this wisdom, I'm going to try to control this, that's what this means, and this means that. Coming back to the heart space and just trusting on the step that you're on. All right. In the fourth quadrant, we are going to step into what we want to do differently today. So knowing what we have known and experienced about the situation, getting to tap into what we actually truly, genuinely, sincerely want, and then getting some new wisdom from these animal cards to apply maybe a different perspective. What is it time for today? What is the inspired action or the thing you want to remember as you walk away from this experience today? What's most important? Maybe it is to solve the whole kit and caboodle, but maybe it isn't. Maybe it's just to sit and to allow. Maybe it's to find a bit of gratitude for giving yourself the space to reflect in a different way on this situation. You know what is the best next step for you, and it can be a doing or a being or anything in between. Really trust in yourself and what you need now that you have this new information. So go ahead and write that down, and I'll give you about 60 seconds, and then we'll wrap up. And of course, if you need more time, you can always pause it. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for allowing me to guide you. Thank you to Kim Kranz for creating this amazing wild unknown animal spirit deck. I'm obsessed with it. And thank you to the wisdom of the cards that were pulled today to give us some new perspectives. I want to acknowledge each of you for taking some time to sit in what you are wrestling with. That is a courageous act. A lot of times we want to just move on. And again, I will speak from a place of I tend to want to give me the answer, give me the step, I'll do it. And you gave yourself the chance today to kind of sit in the space that you're in and to gain some new awarenesses. And if nothing came through for you, that's actually cool too. Sometimes that is part of the practice. Sometimes that is actually the wisdom, is that the answer is not supposed to be right now. So I hope you got what you needed today. I trust that you did. And I'm very grateful for being able to guide you through this reflection and any of the reflections that are on this platform. Again, I am Rachel, and this is Breathe at Home. Have a good day.